Joining us now is Jefferson Morley. He's a journalist and author and editor of the JFK Facts Substack newsletter. He testified last month at the very first House committee hearing on the JFK assassination files. So you were in the first hearing. I'm sure you watched the second one closely. What did you make of what you heard today?
Well, I thought it was remarkable that you had 5 witnesses from 5 men who had personally experienced the government's attempts to block them from investigating JFK's assassination. And the testimony we heard was quite convincing from multiple witnesses that the CIA is obstructing, did obstruct, and is obstructing the JFK investigation to this day. You know, Representative Luna called attention to the fact that she's asked the CIA and Director Ratcliffe for 5 JFK-related documents that are clearly relevant to the assassination. And the CIA said they would produce none of them in time for this hearing, and that they might not produce them ever. And so, you know, it was remarkable that that was really laid out on the line, and the ball is in the CIA's court. How do they explain the fact that they are withholding these records to this day, even in defiance of Trump's order?
I was just going to say, hasn't the president ordered these documents, all of them released? How can the CIA continue to withhold them?
Well, you know, Representative Luna told me that she had a conversation with a CIA official last week, and she said that they promised her that they would produce 4 of the 5 records within a week, no date specified, and no guarantee that she would get all of them. So that alone is a non-cooperative attitude towards the president's order. And it's really disturbing because it's very consistent with what these other witnesses said. Dr. Curtis talked about being treated in a coercive, abusive way by Warren Commission lawyer Arlen Specter.
He actually said he was, quote, terrorized by the Warren Commission. I was struck by his choice of that word.
Yeah, I mean, there was a real effort to intimidate people out of coming forward. Secret Service agent Abraham Bolden testified remotely at 90 years old to talk about how he had been railroaded and put in jail because he raised questions about the security procedures around Kennedy. So really powerful testimony of people who saw this firsthand. And now the ball's in the court of the Trump administration and the CIA. Are they going to produce these records or not?
We heard a lot today about somebody named George Joannides. Yes. He was an undercover officer who ran a secret operation on Lee Harvey Oswald 3 months before the assassination. The committee's demanding records on him, but for years, this is one of the records the CIA has refused to hand over.
This is the key to the whole story. And the fact that they're not turning over this file, this is the smoking gun, Elizabeth.
Why is it the key? Why do you think it's the key?
Because George Joannides, he was the chief of covert action at the CIA's Miami station in 1963. His paid agents generated propaganda about Oswald before and after the assassination. None of this was disclosed to the Warren Commission. None of it was disclosed to the House Select Committee on Assassinations in 1978. Even 30 years later, Judge Tunheim, the head of the Assassination Records Review Board in the 1990s, said the CIA deliberately misled, that's a quote, deliberately misled us about Joannides' actions in 1963. This is the ball game, Elizabeth. This is the one thing that they are determined to keep off the public record. And frankly, they're in kind of slow motion defiance of Trump's. They're not defying it. They're just saying
they're slow walking it.
Yeah,
they're slow walking it forever.
Forever.
We're familiar with the procedure, having dealt with various governments over my entire career. Yeah, I know what that looks like. Jefferson Morley, we'll have you back because I'm sure this story will continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.